In this video, we're going to convert from standard form to graphing form. Remember, standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, but graphing form is y equals a times x minus h quantity squared plus k. This piece of the graphing form is really important for us to figure out how to actually do the conversion. So what we do is we start with our 1 that's out in front of our x squared. So you may have heard your teachers talk about drop, double, divide, and subtract. What that boils down to is that we know that there's going to be a perfect square with an x inside there. We need to figure out what's your a value, what goes inside the parentheses, and what goes outside the parentheses. So the a value is what just drops down here. And so that is a 1. So 1 goes out front because, as you can see, if there's an a value in your graphing form, that's also an a value in your standard form, so those are always going to be the same thing. After that, you're going to double it. So you do that 1 times 2. So you do 1 times 2, and that is what you divide your b value by. B is with the x, so this number gets divided by whatever this product is. This a value times that 2. So you're going to divide by 2 in this scenario, and that's what drops down here. And so 8 divided by 2, of course, is equal to 4. Now that's a positive 4 because this was a positive. So since that's a positive 8, divided by 2 is a positive 4. After that, we have to figure out how much we subtract. And what you subtract is going to come from a combination of the values we've found so far. It's this 4 squared multiplied by 1. So 4 squared is 16. You multiply that by 1, and that's what you're going to subtract. So we're going to subtract 16. Whatever you get out of that product piece is what you're always going to subtract. And so just one more time, that comes from your a value of 1 multiplied by your positive 4 being squared. And that is how you end up with this 16 as a value. The subtraction is always what is there. So minus 7, or a negative 7, minus 16 is equal to a negative 23. Now for a visual understanding, what we're doing is we're creating this perfect square, which is going to be x plus 4 and x plus 4. That is what it has to be in order for you to end up with a 1x squared, and you have your 4x's here and 4x's there. 4x and 4x make 8x. Right? These have to be the same number in order to be a perfect square, so that's why you divide 8 by 2 to chop it up into 2 separate parts. Because every single time in your perfect square, you have 2 different locations that those x's are going to fall. And from there, you say, all right, well, 4 times 4 is 16. So this process of creating this perfect square right here, that process gives me 16 ones. Our original problem only wanted negative 7. Like, we only wanted to have a total of negative 7, but this perfect square gave me 16, so I have to subtract it away to get to a negative 23. If you were to reverse this process going from graphing to standard, you would do this perfect square and then subtract 23 to get back to negative 7. So drop, double that value, divide, and that's what comes in here, and then you subtract this value squared times 1, and that is your final answer.